what's up, Hub? No, what's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers, KB watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers. How y'all doing? Welcome into the chat. Welcome into the stream. We missed last week, but if you follow me on Twitter, you would know it's because I had a huge snowstorm where I live last week, and there was like actual like internet outages going on, just because of snow and infrastructure and stuff, I guess. But we're back this week for the bye week, which is kind of a nice trade-off because I wasn't even sure if I was gonna do a show for the bye week, but we didn't do one last week, so I'm like, all right, well, we'll swap it out. We'll see how it goes. As you guys are tuning in, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Most importantly, hit that share button to let everybody know that we're live and that we're living in color. Yo, first off, shout out to KB.
Hey,
Got me this great Nick sweater that I'm wearing right now. It's actually super soft on the inside. I haven't washed it yet, and I'm hoping that the softness doesn't go away after a wash because that happens sometimes.
I
But the
know, I
inside is
know.
so smooth and soft. I don't think you'll be able to see. Oh no, you can. You can see the material right there on the inside. You can see the
Oh yeah.
difference. So smooth and soft, man. Actually, very very comfortable. But yo, how y'all doing, man? As we coming in, shout out to Nan. Is it Nandan or Nandan? Nandan Music
None done.
saying the Giants will make the NFC Championship next season. Well, guess what? We're going to talk about that. Matter of fact, let me show you all the topics we got for tonight because this is the bye week. So, like, what is it that we talk about? Well, bye week recap. What does that mean? We're going to talk about the season so far. Remaining games, what does that mean? We're going to talk about the rest of the season. Draft outlook, that's self explanatory. And then week 15, that's going to be our longest section, I know, because we got like 2 weeks to recap before we get into week 15. So we gonna see how it goes. KB, before we get started, anything from you, man?
Oh, what's going on, everybody? Listen, shit. I know it's hard, like thinking about this team. Thinking about where they're at right now, and it sucks because, yeah, I'm sure we'll probably get into Joe Shane's press conference that he had. I don't know if you checked it out,
He had
man.
another one where he almost cried. I know he had one like 2 weeks ago where it was
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
he looked
yeah,
like he was
yeah.
gonna cry.
That was
Okay.
the bye week press conference, and that thing was absolutely, that had so many nuggets in there to take away. But it's a comedy show. This team is a comedy show, and like we're just watching it crash and burn. But
I used to think my team was a tragedy, but it turns out
it's a
it was a
comedy.
comedy.
I'm saying, bro. I'm saying, dude.
All right, y'all. Let's enough of that. Let's roll the real intro and let's get right into it. Matter of fact, KB, before we get to the topics that I was talking about, because I didn't make a separate one for that Joe Shane press conference, do you want to talk about that first, or do you want to talk about the season so far and then talk about the Joe Shane press conference? What are you feeling?
Mm, let's go. What's up, Quentin Johnson? We
Learn how to
can.
catch. What are you doing in this chat?
Huh?
Quentin Johnson.
Quentin Johnson.
Shout
Facts.
out to the 54-year-old Cowboys fans, man. Glad to have you. But yeah, what are you feeling?
Yeah, yeah. We can let's get the Joe Shane stuff out the way first, then we can talk about Giants and stuff
All right,
like
we're
that.
gonna stay right here then. Joe
Yeah.
Shane, I'll tell you all this. It felt like it was a while ago. I'm hearing myself a little bit. Maybe you could turn down your speakers
Yep.
or something.
Yep. Good.
How long ago was that press conference? Because I feel like it's been at least a week since I saw that press
It
conference.
was it was a week ago. It was a week ago. Because it was the start. It was the bye week press conference.
So the first thing I gotta say about that is that bro legitimately looked like he was about to cry. Like the B reports. First of all, I've said this many times on the channel. I think the quote unquote vaunted New York media, the harsh New York media, I think that like I really think that's a myth because they just be asking stupid questions 90% of the time, and they ask questions that like reporters in any other cities would ask. But I guess it's not that. That's the quote unquote scary part about them. I guess it's the relentlessness, the fact that they'll keep asking because he genuinely looked like, and he sounded too. He sounded like he was about to burst into tears a couple times during this press conference when they were pressing him. When they asked him, basically, I'm gonna paraphrase the question here. Where they were like, "Oh, do you think it was fair that Brian Dable got fired, but that you're still here?" I was like, "All right, now that's a good question." And he had nothing to say except for, I guess, GM speak and he sounded like he was about to burst into tears, bro. It was very, very funny. But go ahead, KB. That's what I'll say. That press conference to me, you said the perfect thing. It was comedy. That press conference to me was so fucking funny because I'm like, this is our general manager, and he still has a job, and he's leading our next head coach search. And I'm sorry because I'm awful for male positivity. I support male mental health. It's something that's very underlooked, in my opinion. I bring this up because I was like, how are you as a grown man about to cry up there, bro? That's why I had to preface it, bro. How are you as a grown man about to cry up there, bro? Making millions of dollars. Like, stop it.
Yeah, it was absolute comedy. Everything that almost every question he answered, he obviously answered with the I understand. I understand the question. It was the most basic questions too. Like I understand the question. Because he was late, I believe twice. He was late. They pushed back the meeting at the press conference, and then he was late for the pushback. Like he was like a couple minutes late for the pushback. So, they obviously were trying to PR train him because the chat was rolling crazy. They privated the freaking live stream. I don't know if they privated it due to it rendering. I don't know how it works, but all I know is I was a little bit behind, and all of a sudden it went private because I was watching it from behind, and it went private. But usually I watch any other live stream, even their live streams, it doesn't do that. I don't know if they privated because that chat was going nuts. There was no positivity at all.
Is there a screen up something like that? That's what would make me say, all right, why would they private it during the happening of the stream? Was it up somewhere in the room?
But they streamed it on YouTube, and I guess maybe the majority of because they had a lot of people, they had thousands of people in that stream, so it was just rampant with negativity. I don't know if that's the reason why they pulled it, but they eventually put it back up for pre-record or whatever, so everybody was able to watch it. But it really goes to show where this franchise is right now. Just a year ago, we talked about, I don't know if you saw when Joe Shane was asked a year ago, are you confident if this team doesn't win games this year that you'll still be here? And he was so confident, yes. And then someone asked him why and was like, well, I think John Mara knows we have a plan in place, and and Dave's this, Dave's that. Well, Dave's is gone. Brian Daboll is gone. And you're next on the chopping block. And then now his answer is, well, right now I'm doing whatever I can. I'm just doing my job, and they're going to evaluate us at the end of the season. His job is not say Joe Shane's gone.
He's gone.
If there's
that press conference, it finally answered us. Like, is he going to stay or not? I feel like it finally answered that for everybody.
Yeah, if there's anything that I learned from that press conference is that is a dead man walking. Okay, that is a dead duck. And just like how we talked about when Shane Bowen got fired, about guys, it's not right to cheer for somebody getting fired, bro.
I don't give a fuck.
Like I said, if I could throw a parade, I would. All right, I don't.
You are making millions.
Exactly.
You're making so much money that the average fan that spends their hard-earned money to go to games, to buy, to even watch, because you got to spend money to watch now, it would take them like 60, 70, 80 years to make 1 year the salary that you're making, bro. Like, let's keep it for real, bro. Guys.
I'm telling you, and there was plenty of it. He also, let's talk about the fact that when he was, first of all, I gotta give a huge shout out to one of my, I hated this beat reporter so much. He was probably on my worst list, and that is, I'm blanking on his name right now. Why am I? Pat Leonard. Pat Leonard. I despised this man. However, I think for this situation, how toxic he is.
The memes on Twitter, bro. The memes on Twitter were fucking
He was
rolling,
a necessary evil.
They were calling him the closer,
necessary evil.
They were calling him the closer, Pat Leonard, when it's time to get somebody fired. It was the LeBron edits when it's time to get a regime out of there. And I agree with you. That is what he's good at, bro.
He's a necessary evil where sometimes the toxicity of the New York media is using their powers for good, using their powers for a good cause. Because I'll tell you what, Jordan Renan, I'll tell you what, Pat Leonard, there was another person I couldn't recognize his voice asking questions like, why should you be here? And then Joe Shane said something. He's like, yeah, but why? And
Yeah.
I was like, yo, get this man. Do not let him off the hook. Don't let him give these short ass answers and skirting around the questions of what, because he was basically saying, here's a decision we needed to make and stuff like that. And then the beat reporters out here saying, like, all right, so Brian Daboll lost his job, Shane Bowen lost his job. Why do you? What makes you think
special?
you deserve to stay? And the way they asked that question was so direct, where it's not like, what can you improve? What can you improve on to ensure that you keep your job in 2026? They literally just said, so what makes you think you should still be here? I just love the way they asked the questions, because it's everything that the fans were asking, and they literally asked Joe Schoen how we would ask him. So hats off to Pat Leonard, Jordan Renan, all these guys who were the necessary evil, quote unquote, to Joe Schoen, and kind of take down that cookie cutter PC, beat around the bush answers that a lot of these front office guys and coaches like to do. And it really made Joe Schoen try his best. He was sweating his ass off. Did you see him? His forehead was so glazed over, it was insane. There was so much. It was shining like a bald head, just like freshly waxed, bro. It was insane. We saw Joe Schoen take credit for Jackson Dart. Didn't I tell you on this show that he was gonna take credit for for Jackson Dart? I knew it. He literally said, but I heard about. I can't believe he said this. I'm sorry. He said, I heard of Jackson Dart before Brian Daboll was. He was busy coaching the team. You're telling me the guy didn't know who Jackson Dart was, and he's a football coach? So he doesn't watch college football. He doesn't pay attention to the to scouting at all. He doesn't sit down on his TV, get lazy, and watch Saturday football. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. He took it out here saying that, Jackson Dart was on our radar. You could ask, what was his name? Something Denton. You could ask him. I don't even know who the fuck that was. You could ask him. He's my earliest top 30 visit ever. Yeah, probably because Brian Daboll wanted him.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I wish Brian Daboll was able to fight for himself, man, and speak up, because, man, that's not. Talk about throwing your buddy under the bus, man. He did a lot of stupid stuff in here.
I was gonna say, do you think they're friends anymore, bro? Like,
they probably
have the most working relationship now. They were definitely friends when they got here.
Yeah, they were definitely friends. They were boys, but when things went, I'm sure they were pointing fingers without each other knowing. Like, as soon as one would turn their back, pointing fingers, and so it was that kind of relationship. Yeah,
that's what losing does. That's what assembling a bad team. Yeah, that's what assembling a bad team and then compounding assembling a bad team with even worse coaching does. Because I think we both agree, like, coaching was really the culprit in terms of the downfall of this team. Like, it's bad on the defensive side of the ball, but coaching was bad all around for a while. But, man, yeah, I mean, if there's a takeaway, basically, I guess, to end off that little spiel there, if there's a takeaway at all from the bye-week press conference, it's that Joe Schoen is done. It does make me wonder, though, KB. It does make me wonder, he knows he's done. Why the hell is he still here leading the head coach search? This is not even a Trent Baalke situation with the Jazz, because everybody thought Baalke was going to stay until he got fired.
I have a theory. The thing is, I personally believe it's John Mara's sickness. John Mara is doing unwell.
That's such a terrible excuse, though.
No, but it's
not. $1 billion franchise.
But it's not, because who's the one that hires the GM? It's the owner. The owner hires the GM. So if they were to fire him, then he would have to go out there and hire a new GM to start the coaching search. You know what I'm saying? So
I hear what you're saying, but
he's
probably
Joe Schoen probably knows he's gone. He's just doing John Mara solid. I personally think
there's two other owners. Like I said, it's $1 billion franchise. You could figure it out. That's all I got to say to that. Like, honestly,
I agree. But I personally think it's because he's unwell. He's starting the coaching search for him, and they'll go from there. But, I mean, it's not like Joe Schoen has anything to do during the season right now anyway. It's not like you're going out there looking for free agents, trying out guys to get ready for a playoff push. The season's going to be over in 4 weeks. So, there's that, and I'm sure Joe Shane will be gone. So
All right, on to the next, which is the season so far.
it was
The
clean
season
jerseys,
so
man. Both
far.
both jerseys are so clean.
Yeah. How would you describe the season so far? I saw a tweet, literally, I think it was either today or yesterday. It was very recent. And I've seen multiple people tweet this. Basically, what would have happened, if we won that Denver game? And my immediate reaction, KB, is I don't care. I like that's so many weeks ago. First of all, that's like 2 months ago. Second of all, every single bad season we have had a quote unquote scapegoat game like that. Now, do I believe that this Denver game actually could have changed something in the trajectory of this season compared to other seasons? Yes, I do. But I also recognize that we have the same conversation every year. Like, there's always a game where we feel like that could have changed the way the season went. And I say that once again to bring it back that, like, how would you describe the season so far? In one or two words, how the hell would you describe the season so far?
Frustratingly entertaining.
That's good.
Frustratingly entertaining.
That's good.
Because
I would go. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I very quickly said they were fun to watch. I mean, obviously they're becoming less fun to watch because these games are meaning less and less. It doesn't really mean anything. The Giants have the number one overall pick right now. If anything, we're watching to see who gets the number one overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
But even when they were losing games, I'm still excited for the matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I was still excited to see how Jackson Dart was going to perform, how if Brian Burns was going to get another 2 sacks in a game, like Cam Scatterboot when he was playing. Like there was so much to look forward to. It was so fun to watch. A lot of these younger players like Cordell Flott are really starting to blossom. Watching that offensive line play is just like a sight for sore eyes, because we haven't seen this offensive line play up to this level in such a long time. So it's just. Yeah, and for them to always end the game in losing, right, after being so entertaining, just it's frustrating. So I always say frustratingly entertaining.
Mm-hmm. You know what? You have a way better answer than I did, because you could call mine a cop out. I had bad, hope, but yours actually makes way more sense. Because bad because it's this low key in terms of win percentage has the potential. And I know everybody's like, we're going to talk about the rest of the season soon. I know everybody's like, oh, these last 4 games, the Giants are going to win a couple. But this season has the potential, KB, to be the worst season in Giants history in terms of win-loss ratio, win percentage, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And yet, of course, you know what I mean when I'm talking about hope. You know what I mean. You know that we got the QB of the future. You know that we're seeing flashes here and there. But I want to focus on the bad part first, because this was truly a bad team, KB. I know that's not something I want to admit. It's probably not something you or the chat want to admit. We got to face the facts. This is a bad team. This was not a good team this year. And the reason I'm going to continue harping on that is something I brought up. It was either on last episode or the episode before that. The fact of how bad our defense is. There goes my freaking arc reactor. It just fell down. Let me bring it back up. So let me put this guy back up right here. Bam. I got to get a stand for this. But I go back to the defense. We had. Are you kidding me? All right. Stay, please. Jesus Christ. You have a top 5 offense in the league and a bottom 1 defense. I think it was the worst, right? When we checked, it was either the worst or it was 31. It was 31 or 32.
30th. It was 30th.
Oh, it was 30th. Bottom 3 defense. That's a bad team. I'm tired of saying, we had a good offense, so it's an average team. It doesn't work that way, guys. Look at our record. It doesn't work that way. Look at the Cowboys. The Cowboys have a great offense, bad defense. Defense is slightly improved post-trade deadline and all that stuff. But that's a team you could say that's a good team, and they're kind of in the same box as the Giants, where it's like their offense is clearly carrying them. No, we were a bad team. That's just what it is. And it's sad that we're a bad team because we're seeing all these flashes. Because, like you said, the offensive line, for the first time in like 15 years, is really good. Week in, week out, we're seeing things like, oh, the Giants were top 8 in pass protection, on the really good weeks. Oh, my God, the Giants were top 5. They were nearing the best in pass pro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Giants offensive line is doing all these great things. Run blocking, I still think, you know, leaves room to be desired, but it's been all right. It's been okay. And that can be improved upon. That can be improved upon with more coaching from Carmen Bracillo, basically the only guy on this entire coaching staff that I have any faith in now. I'm not going to lie to you. We could get into it if you want. I don't have any faith in the legendary D-line coach, Andre Patterson, anymore. I don't. As this season has been really eye-opening towards that in terms of like, well, the D-line is one of the worst parts of the team. He was coaching it. And I know there was another D-line coach that got fired. I wasn't even aware of the fact that we had 2 D-line coaches. That was news to
I
me.
guess assistant D-line coach or something.
Yeah. But like there's a couple things that make you realize this guy, I don't want to say he's riding on the coattails of other players, but he's definitely not as good as advertised because of the fact of he wasn't named interim DC. And this is not his only opportunity that he could have been named interim DC. He has the most built resume on this defensive coaching staff, and for 2 times over he was passed over as that. And for 2 to 3 years now, I'm gonna say 2 years now, the defensive line has been one of the weaker parts of the team, if not the weakest parts of the team. Even though we have bodies there that should be performing better than what we're actually seeing. And I don't even know how the hell I got over to Andre Patterson. Oh yeah, I was talking about Carmen Bracillo and how he's the only guy I got faith left in when it comes to this team. Outside of him, outside of Jackson Dart, outside of Cam Scadaboo, who I still have some concerns with. Really, what the hell was this team this year? And Brian Burns, shout out to Brian Burns. It was a bad team. That's all it was. It was a bad team. When we talk about was that Broncos game a turning point, maybe, but at the end of the day, it was a bad team. We couldn't win games.
Yeah, and it's crazy to say that I like this team. I think this team is better than the 2023 team. I think this team is better than the 2021
I think it definitely is because we have a better quarterback.
Yeah, better than the 2021 team, better than the 2023 team, and somehow we might end up with the worst record the Giants have ever had. However, I mean,
there's a chance.
However, in this point of the season, the Giants were also still 2-11 last year. They were still 2-11 last year. And in 2023, they won freaking 6 games, which is crazy. But even last year, 2024, I think this team is just better. It's crazy because you look at this roster, I would say this team is like a 7-8 win team. Like I think they would be a team teetering around playoffs or not, and then at the end of the year they miss the playoffs. Like that's the type of team I see with this Giants team, and that's kind of what they would be if they would close out the games they should. And like we can't hear all these things about about injuries and who's on the field and stuff like that, because like even look at the Cowboys. I always bring up examples like the Rams. I mean, not the Rams, the Niners or the Lions. How they
and I don't even know where you're about to get into, but I'm glad you brought the Cowboys up, who I brought up for a different reason, because they're such a good team to compare with this Giants. Team turned out to be this year.
Even though the Cowboys are 6-6-1 right now with a historically bad defense, I mean anybody could throw on their defense. They still are 6-6-1. Like Dak Prescott can't afford to make a mistake. Like that offense can't afford to make a mistake. Otherwise, they lose by 20. You know what I'm saying? And they still find a way to win 6 games so far. And right now, they're catching up to the Eagles. There's no excuse about who's on the field, how bad our defense is. Go out there and win the game, man. And somehow, some way, the coaching staff, players cannot execute, cannot game plan right to find a way to win the game. That's why everybody has to go. And it's a shame because when you have a guy like this guy, like Jackson Dart, and you have Brian Burns, and you have Dexter Lawrence, and all these great players, and the team has 2 wins, come on, man. Come on. And then a lot of these guys are not even performing right. Like you, I'm so glad that you mentioned our D-line. Because make no mistake, the D-line is freaking terrible, okay? Kayvon's having a great year, sure. He's kind of teetered off a little bit. He's not getting the sacks. The pressure's kind of, dwindled down. He still does a good job as a role player, but right now he's just a role player. Brian Burns is on another level, but that's it. Brian Burns has 13 sacks on the season. You know who's next in line? Kayvon Thibodeaux with 2.5.
2.5, yeah.
It's insane. It's unacceptable. If you have one guy getting 13 sacks, then you would assume that this guy's probably getting double teamed. And then that opens up another guy to get 5, 6, sacks on the season, and nobody's showing up. Nobody's doing anything. Dexter Lawrence, where are you?
Talk about the interior for a second. I hear you on the outside. Talk about that interior for a second. Because like I said, we know that it could use better talent, but the bodies there are not performing like the bodies there should be performing.
They can't, like, okay, once in a while, I always see either Dexter, Roy Robertson Harris, Nacho, Darius Alexander. These guys like break through the interior line and pressure the quarterback out. They don't get a sack, but they pressure the quarterback. Darius Alexander actually has like 2 or 3 sacks this season, which is cool. But like eventually they'll get a pressure. But listen, as cool as that is, and as sexy of a thing it is to have a pass rushing defensive tackle, I want to see you stop the run. Every time a running back touches the ball in between the tackle box, the guy's getting 5-6 yards. Every single time. They're getting 5 yards a carry. How on earth can we not stop anybody running in between the tackles? But when we run the ball, we go a 2-yard gain, 1-yard gain. You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask you to
crazy.
Continue ranting? Can I ask you to take care of the stream for a second? Because my mom is calling me.
Go ahead.
She usually does not call me during this time. So you got it.
Do your thing. But, guy, Chad, do you agree? Do you agree the D-line has been probably the most disappointing? Like, forget about the entire team. The team has been bad as a whole. But the D-line has been probably the most disappointing factor and position group of this team because they, looking into the preseason, these guys were looked at as the identity of the team. It wasn't Jackson Dart. That was before we even knew he was going to start. It wasn't Russell Wilson. It wasn't the quarterback. It wasn't the offense, even though we have Malik Neighbors, Cam Scatterboo, a good running back trio. It was the front seven. These guys were going to keep us in games and win us games, similar to what we're seeing the Eagles do. Now the Eagles are falling off a cliff right now, which I love it. But the Eagles, how they got to 8 wins, they really depended on their defensive line keeping them in games and their offense not having to do much. Jalen Hurts would throw for 100 yards, call it a day, and they will win, right? That's what we thought the Giants were going to be this year, and we cannot depend on them to do that. And now we're asking a young rookie quarterback who's dealt with some injuries already and has injuries in his weapons right now. We're asking him to go out there and try to win these games, you know, to go out there and carry this team to the finish line, even though the plan was not to do that in his rookie year. That was not the plan, guys. They got 2 veteran quarterbacks for the exact reason of we don't feel like we want to put Jackson Dart out this early. We don't want to give him the reins early because we're putting too much pressure on him. But now he's got all the pressure in the world. All the pressure in the world. What's going on, everybody? Agree a millionaire head coach or coordinator isn't hurting by getting fired. I know. I'm saying it's like, oh, we got to stop saying, oh, like nobody wants to root for somebody to lose their job, bro. They'll be fine. Ryan's Big Blue Podcast. What's up, bro? What's going on, Ryan? Shout out to Ryan, friend of the channel. What's up, Kid Blue? Hope all has been well. I hope all has been well with you, my guy. Hope all has been well with you. Danny Thomas, it comes to scheming and coaching at this point for the defense. We need another linebacker besides McFadden. We should resign McFadden. I 100% agree. I don't think we're going to get McFadden back this season, guys. It's already late in the season. They're not going to just activate him for nothing. But he may try to push it to try to get that contract, but I don't think he...
Y'all know I like Micah McFadden, all right? I'm not as...
Do you?
As KD
do you?
I do. I came around on him last year, didn't I? And even this year, I was on your side with him. Let's not rewrite narratives about me. I was not a fan at the beginning, but I came around on him. I like him. I don't love him like KB. I say all that to say, I can't wait for the Kid Blue RB27 instant reaction to Micah McFadden signs with another team or some shit like that, bro.
Bro,
the
Raiders would just throw money at him, bro.
Just for us to sign like Leo Chanel, bro. I'm telling you, it's happening. Happening. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
People used to say that Leo Chanel was like the upgrade of Micah McFadden. He's like better Micah McFadden.
I don't think he's necessarily like, fell off.
Didn't they go in the same draft?
They went in the same draft. I think they're like, in terms of how good they are, I don't think they're that far from each other. I think it's a lateral move if we do that.
Mike is better.
I don't watch Leo, so I can't say.
Micah better. You
Sure,
don't need to
buddy.
watch. You just need to feel it. Just need to
You're
feel
feeling Micah?
No.
No, because I want you to clarify what you mean by that.
The aura. The
The
aura,
aura.
of Micah McFadden, yes.
So say that as a full sentence.
I don't want to.
So, I want
next question. Next
no.
topic. Next topic.
Yes or no? You're feeling Micah McFadden's aura. Yes or no?
Yes.
I rest my case.
I plead the fifth on explanations.
No. Oh well, we can't move on. We just ragged on the team. We can't move on without talking about Jackson Dart. All right, we can't do it. And I mean, you guys might be disappointed what I got to say. He's freaking great. He's awesome. I love him. Literally from the start, which I saw in person, I was so grateful that the one game I went to this year was the Chargers game. From there, and Kid Blue knows that you guys know it if you've been following us for the entire season. Every single game that he started from then on, I literally came back and I'm like, I'm loving him more and more. I'm liking what I'm seeing more and more. I'm believing in him more and more.
Mm-hmm.
I truly think, you know what? Call me that I got the blue tinted glasses on or something. I don't care. I really think Jackson Dart can be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I really think that.
Damn.
The stuff he does, bro, it's going to sound casual. It's going to sound cliche. He has the it factor, bro. Some of the plays that he pulls off, that's not a mid-tier QB pulling it off. This is not Jared Goff is not pulling off some of the plays that he's pulling off. I really think this guy can be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, you know, when he gets that better coaching, better supporting cast and everything. And when he learns, Jackson, I'm sorry, we could talk about this. When he was like, I'm going to play football the way I played it for all my life. Shut the hell up. No, you're not. You're going to have to change it.
That new coach, whoever that new coach is going to say, end that shit.
Exactly. End it or I'm ending you, buddy.
Because listen, even freaking the ultimate simp, John Gruden, you know, loves Jackson Dart, but I think he was like, please, for the love of God, get out of bounds or something like that, right? Like when he had him on the show before he was drafted, before Jackson was drafted, that episode dropped right before the draft, and they talked about it. And even though, you know, Jackson Dart was trying to aura farm and be like, I'm gonna run his ass right over, John Gruden was serious. They were joking and laughing, but at the end he was serious. He's like, I'm serious. Like, stop. You need to start sliding, getting out of bounds, not looking for contact, not looking for the extra yard. You are a quarterback, not a running back. And it's different in college. These guys hit, and they're trying to feed their families. You know what I'm saying?
Jackson, almost every start he's been in has been in the blue tent for some reason.
Yeah, and that's an issue.
I was disappointed, but I didn't take it too hard because he's a rookie. But when he said that quote, KB, and I'm paraphrasing, when he's like, I'm going to play the way I played my entire life. This is tackle football, all yada, yada, yada. I was really disappointed to hear that. I do think it shows that, you know, he got a little bit more maturity to gain. But like I said, I wasn't stressing about it because I'm like, he's a rookie. He's literally doing everything he can to carry the team.
I think he'll gain that.
I hope it could be, you know, taught out of him essentially.
I think he'll gain that because if you look at like early on in Baker Mayfield's career, he said some outlandish stuff. He said a lot of like jockey stuff. He said a lot of like super confident stuff where it's not necessarily toxic, but it can get you in trouble as far as your confidence turns to arrogance, and you can wind up just being punched in the mouth for it. I think eventually he'll grow into himself. Like Baker Mayfield's like an outstanding dude now, you know what I'm saying? But like when he was young in his Browns days, he was like the most arrogant dude ever. So I'm sure he'll mature in that fact. He also mentioned in a press conference how, you know, I find it weird that this agenda is being pushed on me like other quarterbacks don't do that. Yeah, sure. Other quarterbacks do what you do, but one, they're bigger. Cam Newton and Josh Allen, these guys are bigger than you. And second of all, they don't get hurt every time they touch the ball. You know, he's coming up, and I know he wants to pretend like he's not hurt, but he gets up stumbling, he gets up limping, he gets up holding, you know, favoring his shoulder or whatever the case is. You're just not, your build. He's 6'2", 220, I believe, which is fine for a quarterback. That's not small, but the guys you're talking about are 6'5", 240. You know, it's way different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he has to mature in that. You're absolutely right about that. And to your point about Jackson Dart, like you think he could be a top 5 quarterback. I haven't gone that far yet, but I love your mindset on it because if you look, not even Giants fans, I'm on an NFC East roundtable every week, okay? And when we talk about the Giants games,
Ooh, I'm
yeah,
sorry to interrupt you, whatever you're
go
about to
ahead.
say. Or maybe after you say what you're about to say, I want you to tell me what they thought of Jackson Dart at the beginning of the season to now. But go ahead.
So it's crazy because who had less confidence? I had no confidence in Jackson Dart in the beginning of the season. You know, when we were doing that round two, we did our preseason rankings and stuff like that, and I put, number 4. I put Russell Wilson because I didn't want to give Jackson Dart that we don't know who he is yet. We had one, the Cowboys creator, J Tuck, was like, "Hey, I like Jackson Dart. I'll put him at 4." And they said they like what they saw from Jackson Dart. Don't know if he was a first round pick, things like that. Same thing what I was saying, right? I can't sit here and say that I was the one, the Nostradamus here, because I didn't like the Jackson Dart pick. Is what it is. Then, as the season rolls around, and even though the Giants aren't winning games, but they're out here balling, the offense balling out, Jackson Dart is doing what he does. And even now, I'm seeing the Commanders fan. It wasn't Rio this time. He had a sub. But the Commanders fan just giving super respect, a lot of respect to Jackson Dart. Like, yo, this guy's a baller. Every week I hear Jay Tuck, the Cowboys creator, Rio, the Eagles content creator, and Rio, the Commanders content creator, and Simone, the Eagles content creator, give props to Jackson Dart. That's something I never heard from other fan bases about, like Daniel Jones. Okay, it took 6 years for Giants fans to like come to a conclusion if Daniel Jones is the guy or not. It seems like not only Giants fans, but even the rivals, the fan base rivals, are like, "Yo, this Jackson Dart guy is a baller." I'll never forget when after that Eagles game, because it was on primetime, the Eagles win on Thursday Night Football. The round table, especially Rio, shout out to Rio Robinson, was like, this guy, Jackson Dart, is a baller. The Giants have a future with Jackson Dart. I haven't heard that about a quarterback for the Giants in years. And it was so...
Not in years, KB. You should amend that statement to ever, because when Eli was the guy, we were already into Giants. So
exactly.
The statement is ever.
Exactly, ever. I've never, ever heard from other fan bases confidence in a young quarterback for the Giants. Like, the fact that our rivals are sitting here and saying, "Yo, you guys got one." Like, because I'm picturing myself being a fan of another team, watching on TV the Giants, and Jackson Dart, like, "Yeah, that guy's a baller. That guy's a baller." Where to the point where people who don't even watch football are knowing who Jackson Dart is, which is crazy because if you ask me, he's not having a crazy Dak Prescott or Jaden Daniels type rookie season.
But there's the flashes, but it's the fact that there's so many flashes.
Yeah, there's so many.
It's not one or two flashes.
And it's not just in the air.
There's like 10 flashes a game.
And it's not just in the air. It's on the ground too. Like he shook that first touchdown he had to go up 7-0 in that game versus the Eagles, where he just rocked a linebacker out of his freaking cleats and just went the other direction and ran it for a touchdown. Like, and then the Chargers game, the first touchdown where he ran in, like that type of excitement, that type of hype is how you kind of like plant your feet in the NFL and kind of like put the NFL on notice that you arrived. You know, a lot of people like to say, welcome to the NFL type moment, and I'm sure Jackson Dart has many of those already. But
he has like 20
he's
of them
definitely
already,
showed had a lot of plays where I have arrived in the NFL. And so I really think not only are we turning into obviously our division is the best in football. We had the most rings by a mile
I think the NFC East also gets, I think, hate for no reason. I think it's because
we're the most arrogant division.
Teams. But I was going to say, KB, we're the most arrogant division for a reason, because of what you said, because we have the most rings, and also because every year the NFC East proves that it's the NFC beast. They prove that this division is it's a slaughterhouse to get wins in this division. It is tough to be a good team in this division. And I'm sorry, NFL fans of other teams. I'm sorry that irks you, but that's why we're the best division in football. That's why this year is probably going to be the first year in 20 seasons since we had a repeat NFC East champion. Like, it's going to be the first time in a long time.
Dear God, I hope it's not. Dear
No,
God,
it
I
is.
hope it's not the
I'm
case.
sorry. I'm sorry to inform you, bro. I don't think the Cowboys are catching up, bro. Like, it would take a
They're
miracle,
2
and I
wins
would love for
out.
it to
They're 2
happen.
wins out, man.
It would still take a miracle,
Because
bro.
if they tie, and also if they tie with the same amount of wins, the Cowboys get the nod. They have the tie.
And I would love that. And I
Yeah.
would love that.
Yeah,
And
so
I
let's
would
see what
love that.
happens. But yeah, but I love that you mentioned that about the division, you know, because
No other division is like this. People
yeah.
sometimes bring up the AFC North, and I'm like, all right, maybe for a couple years it was, but the AFC North is a freaking joke right now. The
Mhm.
Ravens, who start off 1-5, are about to win it, or maybe it's back to the Steelers now.
I think the Steelers now they're like 7-6.
What's another division they point out other than the AFC North?
AFC
I can't
West,
even think
maybe?
of one. Be for real. Be
Yeah.
for real. For years, the Raiders have been a joke. Before Patrick Mahomes got there, the Chiefs
Yeah.
were a joke.
Yeah,
And the
we are
Broncos
the
were
best
outside of
division
Peyton
in
Manning.
football.
Like,
now
it's not
the
close.
NFC West is popping off. The NFC West is popping off.
I'll say that.
But
The
one
NFC
thing I
West
will
has been
say
strong
though,
for like
one
half a
thing I
decade
will
straight
say
now.
though,
Yeah.
this division is showing how good it is by the representation of quarterbacks. This division has a MVP candidate in Dak Prescott, a top 5 quarterback at his best with Jaden Daniels, a Super Bowl champion in Jalen Hurts.
I would say top 10. I would say top 10 for Jaden Daniels. Top 5 is kind of crazy.
Fine, top 10. Super Bowl champion. That's all I'll give him. Super Bowl champion Jalen Hurts, because I think he's ass. But he's good. And Jackson Dart, who's like just getting onto the scene. So like, there's like 4 competent quarterbacks that I don't think where else are you gonna find 4 competent? Who else has 4 competent quarterbacks?
If we look at the West, do you consider Brock Purdy competent?
No, you gotta look at Arizona. Jacoby Brissett.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Hey man, Jacoby Brissett been carrying me in fantasy, bro. That was a great pickup for me. That's all I'm gonna say.
I know he be stat padding the shit out of it. Yo, he's the ultimate stat patter this season, man. Holy moly.
Let me get to a couple of these comments real quick. I'm gonna start off. I don't know which ones you hit, but a shout out to Quentin Johnston. This was from a while ago. We're talking about when I mentioned, they're making millions of dollars. He's like, he agrees a millionaire head coach or coordinator isn't getting hurt by getting fired.
I mentioned that while you were gone.
But that's what's up. I shout out to Danny Thomas. He says it comes to scheming and coaching at the point for the defense. We need another linebacker beside McFadden. I think we talked about that, but shout out for the comment. Let's see here. Thomas says, and I think we both agree with this, I want us to have less QB design plays. I don't want to see him get hurt until he learns how to slide. And we covered the Jackson Dart side of that. Of course, there's the coaching side of that, but I think majority of it, surprisingly to me, lies with Jackson Dart right now. Top 10 QB next year. I would love that. That would require a Patriots-like step up and jump for us. And while I think we have the potential to do so, I can't in good confidence sit here and say that's going to happen, KB. And we'll definitely talk about that a little bit more in either the next topic or the topic after. But I would love for that to happen. Shout out to Jay in the chat. Shout out to Joe. Not Joe. I'm sorry. Toast in the chat. I can finally get a week where I can hate watch in peace. I didn't even hate watch this week, y'all. I'm not going to lie to you. I just had a peaceful Sunday.
I literally was at my girl's house.
Sunday.
Yeah, I was at my girl's house. She don't got cable, so I was screwed anyway. So it was like weird because I don't got cable either. So it's like, where else am I gonna watch it? So I could have pulled it on my phone, but I was like, you know what? it's the bye week. I ain't trying to worry about football.
I didn't watch any football, and it was heavenly.
Yeah, it was
heavenly, and it was great to just randomly get on my sleeper app last night. Jalen Hurts throws his 4th interceptions across the game.
Oh my god, that was so cinema. That was I was playing Arc Raiders with my boy last night, and I was looking over to the constantly look over to my other monitor watching the game. Every time I looked at the screen, the Eagles were turning the ball over. Hey, you know what's funny? How they Eagles fans, the only thing they've got on Jalen Hurts this season, because he's been ass, is like, well, at least he doesn't turn the ball over. It's so ironic that he's the first quarterback in NFL history to turn the ball over twice in one play. Love it. He had an interception and fumbled it.
How is it Kevin Patullo's fault for this game? I want to know. I'm just curious.
Right?
I'm not trolling. I just
Kevin
want to know.
Patullo called a bad play in overtime, and that's why Jalen Hurts threw it into double coverage and underthrew it into double coverage.
The other 3?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Let's get to the second topic. The season to go. Let's first start off. First of all, I love this picture of Abdul Carter and Joe Shane. It's like the meme. The meme of the guy with on the shoulder. Yeah. You're done, buddy. You're done. And look at Joe Shane's face. He looks so confused. But first, let's talk about Carter, bro. Because we brought it up during the last game we called. What the fuck is going on with Abdul Carter?
Bro,
Does anybody know?
bro, I listen. I don't want to scare you. But I'll say 2 words for you. DeAndre Baker.
There's such a big difference, though. Like, he was almost unanimously the best player in the draft. It's him and Hunter. That's
No,
who it
as
was.
a prospect, yes. I'm talking about the trajectory of his career.
So far, I can't in good faith disagree with you because of what we've seen. I can just only hope that as soon as we get a competent, good defensive coach here, that it changes things.
Because
Not just in terms of how
I
he's used, but
agree.
in terms of motivating him and getting him involved.
That's what
But
they
this
need
shit
to
is
do.
concerning.
Yo, you know what's crazy? It was a meme when they drafted
This is
him
really
because
concerning, bro.
it was a meme when they drafted him because he was an Eagles fan and he grew up an Eagles fan and stuff like that. I'm starting to think it's not a meme anymore. I'm starting to think he hates being on the Giants because he's an Eagles fan.
I think that's a step too far.
Because did you watch Hard Knocks?
Losing.
Did you watch Hard Knocks?
I watched episode 1. Episode 2's out.
Did you
I didn't
see
watch
him?
episode 2.
They caught him in the meeting, like for a
Yeah, he
split
was doing
second.
this, right?
He's like this.
Yeah, but it was a
What
split
the
second.
fuck
Like
have
said.
you done this season?
All right, bro. All right, you're overreacting. I'm officially calling it because that was a split second. You said it was a split second. He was literally just stretching and then he came
No,
back.
no, hold on. But do you know why he got benched?
He got benched because he was showing up late to meetings. Yeah.
Showing up late to meetings and not getting the game plans and stuff like that.
I hear you. That's concerning. I feel like the
that's
jump to the
DeAndre
Eagles fan
Baker right
shit-
there.
I don't disagree with that. I feel like the jump to the Eagles fan shit is where I'm disagreeing with you. I feel like
No,
that's a
that's
jump.
just my theory. That's just a theory.
That's my jump. But I agree with everything is concerning. Everything is so. I'm just like, what is going on, bro? What did you? And I'm disappointed in the fucking vets. I'm sorry, I'm cussing.
Yeah,
up a
where's the
storm this entire
leadership?
stream.
Where
I'm
is the
disappointed in
leadership?
vets. The only thing we've seen, I think it was either Brian or Dexter. They were like, "Oh, he got to grow up. He got to be a grown man," or something along those lines. I'm like, that's what you're doing as a veteran leader to correct this dude. Just saying he has to grow up. Are you serious? And that speaks to a bigger problem about the culture we have in that locker room. And guess where that comes from? The coaches. Those are the guys that set the tone. I'm so disappointed in everything all around, man. It really pisses me off because the talent is there with a lot of these guys. But Abdul, bro, you were literally supposed to be that guy. I swear to God, next year, no matter who we get at DC, if this shit is a repeat, bro, I can't believe we drafted a bust at number 3 overall.
And-
number 3 overall, KB. Let's think about who we could have had.
Think about if we didn't get
We
Jackson
shoulda got-
Dart.
We should have gotten Mason Graham. We should have drafted Mason Graham.
If that's the
He's actually in the running for D-Roy, defensive rookie of the year. Shit would have fixed our interior defensive line problems. We could have traded down. That would have been freaking amazing. If we traded down, there would have been no need to trade up and then, spend picks.
Yeah.
Who else was there in the first round of this draft that's having a good season? Emeka. Oh, we could trade down and getting Emeka. I would not have complained at all.
Imagine Jackson and Emeka with Malik if Malik
With
didn't get hurt,
Malik.
but- Yeah,
We
I
could have
know.
done so many things. You're telling
Hindsight's
me if
always
this man turns
20/20.
out to it is always 2020. But if you're telling me it turns out to be a bust,
It's
Holy
bro.
shit,
It's
man.
crazy because I legitimately believed he was the best player in the draft.
my goddamn arc reactor, bro.
I
agree with you. I think
like,
it was consensus him or Travis. And
Yeah.
you're telling me this is what we're getting?
Yeah, it's crazy. And I like me some Mason Graham. Don't get me wrong. I did like me some Mason Graham, but I was like, yo, we need.
But he was
some-
not. Yeah, we
need
were
that
like
edge.
at 3. There's 2 guys, and it's who drops to us. That's exactly what everybody was saying at 3.
And I
it's just whoever
loved
drops to
Will
us.
Johnson, bro. I know Will Johnson wound up dropping to the second round, but I loved Will Johnson, and he's having a great season when he's available. But yeah, listen. Pressures don't win you shit. All right, pressures only. win
Olivier
you-
Vernon.
The only thing
Is that who
yes,
you were drafted to
Mis-
be?
Right, Mr. So Close but so far. Mr. Olivier Vernon would finish with 8 sacks a season, but should have 20 because he was always getting to the quarterback, but was too slow to get there. With Abdul Carter, listen, we all acknowledge that there were a lot of sacks that didn't count. There were some that were penalized. There were penalties, either by the offense or defense. Either way, it would not count. There were some where the quarterback just threw it away. There were some where the quarterback just took a freaking intentional grounding. A lot of stuff. right? A lot of stuff. The reason why Abdul Carter only has. By the way, we called that game against the Patriots. He did get a sack there. I don't know how that was a sack because he ran. Like Drake May tucked and ran, and he got positive yardage. I don't know how. I guess because he didn't get to the line of scrimmage. I don't know, but either way, so he has 1.5 sacks on the season right now. And bro, pressures don't get you anything. It doesn't get you anything but PFF awards. I mean, that's it. The only people that really pay attention to the pressures is PFF. You know,
And us.
like the actual NFL does not care
And
about
non-casual fans. That's it, bro.
GMs pressures are cherries on top. You need sacks. You need to finish, and he hasn't been able to do that. And I'll tell you right now, I think did they mention that he was falling asleep in meetings too, or he was just late? Maybe
I think he was late and they were like not paying attention essentially.
Yeah, not paying attention. Yeah, very very similar to DeAndre Baker, which found his way out of here in like 2 years. So he's not having any more positive production than DeAndre Baker did. So if he continues down this path, they don't care if you're third overall pick. If you continue down this path and now you're not paying attention to meetings, this new coaching staff, as they were not, and new GM, not gonna have any loyalty to you at all, brother. And they will trade your ass. They will trade your ass. So, he probably wants that at this point, but still,
Hey, I still think you're jumping the gun with that last comment, but I agree with everything else. I really do agree with everything else. Looking down the rest of the season, I mean, I only have, Wandale and Isaiah Hodgins on here because you guys know how I feel about Wandale. You guys know I love Isaiah Hodgins. And you guys also know how I feel about Theo Johnson. I was actually buying into Theo Johnson. And he goes in and shows exactly.
I'm not sold.
He's exactly who I thought he was.
He will not fool me.
He's exactly who I thought he was, and I'm mad at myself for saying, "Yo, he's doing a little something, bro. Something's going on right here." Nope. Holy shit. Let me bring up the remaining schedule for the guys.
Me that Dexter is a veteran now. Time flew by. Yo, bro, he's the longest tenured Giant right now. He is the longest tenured Giant.
So we got Commanders, Vikings, Raiders, Cowboys. Now, for those that don't know, I'm pretty sure KB knows this. We had, of course, at the beginning of the season, the hardest schedule in the NFL. Up until this point, I think we still had one of the hardest, if not the hardest schedules in the NFL. These last 4 games, I think, is the easiest schedule in the NFL, which is crazy to think about, which is why a lot of people are saying, in addition to the Giants' devil magic that they seem to run every year, that we're going to win a couple of games and play ourselves out this first overall pick.
Bro,
now, for the first time in a while, I don't care, though.
Wins, bro. Watch us win out.
I don't care. We don't need the first overall pick, KB.
Me neither. I know.
But the trade down was a pipe dream anyway, man. It was a pipe dream anyway, the trade down.
Here's the thing. Like, you're right. I do not care, right? I do not care. Honestly, I would be happy if we won out 4 games and we somehow finish. The thing is, what I wouldn't like is that if we somehow won out, obviously numbers always take, they always look at numbers when it comes to resumes. I do not want Mike Kafka to be in conversation of having a head coaching job with the Giants, maybe anywhere else, but not with the Giants. I don't want our defensive coordinator, Charlie Bulin, right now to be a DC here. I don't want who's our interim offensive coordinator right now?
I don't think it's gonna happen because for all of the dumb
and Joe Shane.
And here's the thing: for all the dumbassery that John Mayer has done outside of the GM, that would be a concern. He's never really repeated, coaches like that in terms of like, oh, you were the interim, you're gonna be my next head coach.
Yeah,
and stuff
he hasn't
like
done
that.
Yeah,
I got faith in that. I'm concerned about the GM though.
Yeah, if we win and then be like, oh look, we found a way to win these games, even though they're not looking at who they beat. Which we have right now we're about to face a 3-10 Washington team. Then we're gonna face a 4-win Minnesota team. Then we're gonna face a 2
probably the worst team in the league, probably the Raiders.
Yeah, and then we have the Cowboys to end the season.
So it's an easy schedule. And like I said before, the Giants this past couple of years with Tommy DeVito at the helm in those 2 years, they always found a way to win these games. They really had no business winning. They had no gain to actually winning it. Do I think we're going to win out? No. Do I think we have the chance of winning a couple of these? Yeah, I do, because the Raiders, I think, is the most winnable game on here.
A lock to me.
I think exactly. I think we're going to finish at least with 3 wins, with that being the Raiders. If we beat anybody else,
Pickett ain't beating us. There's no fucking way.
If we beat anybody else, it'd probably be the Vikings. I think we might unfortunately lose the 2 division games. That's just the way I feel about this team, to say the division and just how those games are going to go. But if I'm gonna just bank on we finish with 3 wins, we beat the Raiders, honestly. If we get 4, we'll beat the Vikings. But I'm a bank on 3, beat the Raiders. I feel like the rest of the season is gonna go just like how the previous games of the season has gone. I don't think it's gonna change anything. I don't think the feeling of the direction this team is going is going to change. I don't think the general feeling that I have about the team is going to change. I think the season to go is going to be exactly like the season that came so far.
I agree.
Yeah. Jack says stop drafting prospects from Penn State. Yeah. Maybe if we don't want to draft Eagles fans, we should stop drafting from Pennsylvania State University.
Right.
You know?
Right. We got to stop drafting freaking Eagles fans, man.
All right. The NFL offseason outlook. Now, this kind of like the last episode we did, it really means the draft outlook. I tweeted at you. I'm not sure if you saw, because last episode I brought up the Rams
PFF
as a
mock.
trade partner. And then in the PFF mock, it had the Rams as a trade partner. I'm like, all right, this is gaining steam. It doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. It's just, people doing mocks and coming up with these trades. But I'm just saying, KB, I know you loved it when I brought it up. How much more are you loving it?
I'm loving it more. You know why? Look at the man to the bottom left. The man to the bottom left. What if he becomes head coach? He has a connection to the Rams right there. That's like a freaking plus 20 multiplier right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna be like, "Oh, Sean, my boy, where like I'm your protege. Help me out here. You guys want a quarterback? You guys want number 1, number 2, wherever we're at. You guys want it? Hit me. Give me something." And then we'll
just give me 11. Give me next year's first, and a couple mid rounds or maybe 1 mid round. I don't know what it's gonna take, but 2 first this year, next year, and some mid rounds, and we'll get it done.
Yeah, move down and freaking get Carnell Tate. So here's the thing: I am out on Jordan Tyson, not because of his talent. I think Jordan Tyson is the best wide receiver in this draft. He has a lot of injury concerns. I did not know that. He has a lot of injury issues. So everybody is like, he may drop in this draft, even though he's the most talented wide receiver in this draft, that he may drop. But hey, who knows? Maybe somebody just takes a chance on him and drafts him. But Carnell Tate is like the surefire guy you would want to draft in the top 10 as far as a wide receiver goes. But here's the thing. I'm not just looking for wide receiver. Like, if Caleb Downs falls to 9, I'd think about it, even though he's a safety.
He's the quote-unquote best player in the draft, isn't he?
Yeah, everybody's saying that, but he's a safety. So it's like, how much does he really value? Is he really valuable as a safety? Because, safeties, to be honest with you, even though safeties are out there 100% of the time, they're probably part of 30% of the plays. You know what I'm saying? So how impactful will it be to draft the safety that high when they really only participate in 30 to 35% of the plays? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but I would definitely think about it. I don't know if you've ever thought about offensive linemen in this draft, like a tackle in the first round. I don't get it. Why are people saying this? Forget about the talent at offensive tackle. I don't understand. Andrew Thomas ain't going anywhere, right? He's having an all-pro season right now. In fact, I think he may win all-pro.
I hope he does. Unfortunately, because of the dumbass for Joe Shane and just so many things, I don't know what the hell's gonna happen with Jermaine. He should have been extended a long time ago.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna scramble and throw him money. I do think that
they should.
I think they're gonna scramble and throw him money. And on top of that, okay, so you have your bookend tackles locked down. Why would you want to offensive tackle in the first round when you have Marcus Bowe, who is a promising tackle from the 5th round, who I think in a pinch he played great. Whenever
he played awesome. He played so good.
Whenever they needed him, he was there, and he never missed a beat with him. So why do people want Spencer Fano or Francis? I don't know how to pronounce his last name. The tackle from Miami, the tackle from Utah, the tackle from wherever the hell, projected in the top 10. Why? Come on, guys. Doesn't make sense. Listen, I think people are failing to realize that we actually have a decent offensive line now where we're not scrambling for it in the first round. Now, I would draft interior offensive lineman early in the second round pick. Give me an interior offensive lineman. But I don't think we need to draft a tackle in the top 10, guys. I just don't see it. How good is this class? It is bottom tier. This class is not a good class. Yes, it's all around just a bottom tier class. Wide receivers are pretty decent, but wide receivers are pretty decent like every draft. So, I heard it's bottom tier. When you have a safety as one of their best freaking, players in the entire draft, then they're kind of, says something.
Yeah, you're
Says
right.
something.
Actually, you're right. And honest, I don't have anything else to say on the quote unquote off-season outlook part of it, but that's fine because we're gonna need a lot of time for the very last topic of tonight because we have 2 weeks of catching up to do. So let me pull up the NFL games and then let me go all the way up to damn, what was it, bro? Week
13,
week
Thanksgiving.
13?
Just
Thanksgiving, yeah.
we can just go through week 13 because I need to count up your totals. I don't know, but I did your week 14, bro. Week 14 was not our week, bro. I'm not gonna
Week
lie.
4, like the week that just passed, you did.
Yeah, because you
I
sent me
thought
your
it wasn't our
picks.
week. Oh, great. Oh, great.
Yeah, I listen. I don't want to do the thing, but you had 6, I had 7.
Ain't no way, bro. Just no way. Oh my god. Ah. All right,
Yeah,
here
we
we are
we
with
were
week
ass,
13.
bro. Let's see. Okay, so in week in week 13, I had 10 wins. I just got to see how much you got.
Yeah. All right, let's go through. Do I have it in my notes app still? Please tell me that I do. I think I do, right? Yeah, yeah. Oh god, I had the Lions, so that's a L. Cowboys, that's a W though. It's
Okay.
fucking light, bro. I'm gonna get it just now. Cowboys, that's a W. Ravens, that's a L. Oh, this is not looking good. Eagles, that's a L.
Yep.
Dolphins, that's a W. Did I really take the Colts? Oh my god, that's a L. I took the Falcons, that's a L. 49ers, that's a W. Oh, this is terrible. This is bad. This is so bad.
I started off bad
I
too, but then I picked it up
I
towards
took
the
the
end.
Rams. No, bro. I already have like what 6 losses. I took
Uh,
the Rams, that's a L.
okay.
I took the Jags. Okay, that's a W. I took the Bucks, that's a W. I took the Seahawks, that's a W. I took
Telling
the
you.
Bills, that's a W. I
Telling
took
you.
the Chargers, that's a W.
You just caught
Took the
up.
Broncos, that's a W. And the Patriots, that's a W. Okay, I guess. But what was that at the end?
Bro, did you lock in for 12 wins?
How?
Go back.
You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. We're gonna do it in reverse order. We're gonna do it in
Okay.
reverse order,
Okay.
right?
So Pats, you
Patriots,
had Pats. You had the
Broncos,
Broncos. You
Chargers,
had the Chargers.
Bills,
Okay. Bills. Uh-huh.
Seahawks,
Uh-huh.
Bucks,
Uh-huh.
Jags,
Uh-huh.
Rams. So that I know that's an L, right?
The Ram. Oh, you had the Ram.
Right?
You had the Rams. Oh,
49ers.
you had the Rams.
I
So
had the
so
Rams. Yeah.
okay.
So that's L.
Okay.
49ers. Oh, let me scroll up. Let me scroll up.
Okay.
49ers.
Yeah, the Niners. Uh-huh.
Falcons, I think was that an L?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they lost to the Jets. Colts, they lost. Dolphins, I guess that's a W. Eagles, they lost. Ravens, they lost. Cowboys, they won, and Lions, they lost.
Oh, so you had 10. You had 10. I don't know why I gave you 12. So you
I was
had the
about to
same
say
amount as me.
12. That's so funny.
So you had the
All
same
right.
amount as me.
So what's our total at the end now, since you already
Okay.
did this past week?
So I had 131. Let me see. I gotta see the losses. How many games were in each one? Shit. So I had one. I was 114 and 64. You were 110 and 68. I finished with 131. So 131. I just don't know how many losses it was. I had 17 wins in 2 weeks. I'll count out losses in a second. Okay, you had 110. Plus 6 is 116. Plus 10. Wait, hold on. Yeah, 116. Plus 10 is 126. All right, let me just see how much games were in each week. And then just subtract. Check right now. I hope people were paying attention in the pick'ems because I completely stopped paying attention in the pick'ems. I just shit.
Hey, Brunson dropped 20 in the first quarter. That's what's up.
Hey, let's go. Okay, so one. Oh shit! I count all this shit, man. I thought they would like. Oh, wait, I could use dents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, all 16 in week 13. All 16 teams. I mean, all 32 teams. So
Six.
if
Just
I had
add 6
10
losses for both of us there.
Yes, that's 6 losses. Oh yeah, 6 for both of us. So that puts you at so far. Okay, that's 6. Oh man, I suck at math.
And
All right,
14 teams played on week 14.
14
So
teams.
14. So what is that? That's 8 losses for me because I had 6, and then 7 losses for you since you had 7.
And how much? Okay, it was 6 losses each. Okay, so 7 plus 6 is 13. So I gotta add 13 losses to my total. 64 plus 13. Oops, 77. 131 and 77. And then you had 68. So you had 8 plus, so 14 losses. Yep. Yep. All right. You're 126 and 82. I'm 131 and 77.
Damn, that's a 5-game gap. All right, guys. I got like a couple weeks to catch up here. Let's see if I could do it. Also, the title is wrong. Should be week 15 across the NFL, but you already know. Falcons, Bucks. Let me ride with the Bucks. Don't let me down. Don't do some divisional game shit and then you guys lose, man. Please win.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bucks here too. Hold on, let me pull up my note app. All right, guys.
Ravens Bengals is interesting because I picked them 2 weeks ago, Thanksgiving week, and they lost.
Oh my gosh.
The Bengals won.
Yeah.
This is
Yo, the
I
Bengals
don't
almost
know.
beat the Bills though. Because remember, this
Yeah,
is Joe
look at
Burrow
this.
back. Joe Burrow's back.
Yeah. Ooh, that's close.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yo,
close.
give me the Bengals, bro. They sweeping the Ravens. Yeah.
How did
Sweeping.
Lamar do? Is Lamar
Lamar's
somebody
been ass.
somebody inform me? He's
Lamar's
so
been
then
ass. They've been saying Lamar's been ass. You hold on. You just cut off. Your mic just cut off. I don't know if you muted it by accident or something. Yeah, it just went and then that was it. I can't hear you right now. Check if it's if it somehow got unplugged or something. It sounded like you were moving and they went like this, and then they just cut off. John Harbaugh gonna part ways with the Ravens and go to the Giants. Hey, yo, Raj, yo, hopefully, my God, dear God, I hope it happens. I hope it happens, brother. I hope it happens. Still can't hear you. If you want, try putting it to your webcam mic and then put it back to you. Maybe it just glitched out. Try putting your webcam mic and then put your regular mic. Okay, you're gonna leave and come back. Okay. It's my show now. My show. My turn. Shout out to everybody who's been with us for like every single week, man. I know Yuv, Raj, Toast, you guys are always here. Shout out to you guys, man. Have a lot of fun. Don't worry, though. In next year, man, when we do Young Guns, we're gonna go off, bro. We're gonna go off, man. We're trying to bring this podcast back to its greatness that it used to be. We're back at it. Kush is back at it. Like, come on, man. Let's go. Let's go. How the Knicks doing right now? I had the updates there. Halftime 69-52, yo. Let's 69. Nice guys. Nice. Man, the Knicks offensively, bro. It's like if they're not putting up at least like 30 points per quarter, I'm like concerned. Yo, that my goodness, the Knicks just constantly are scoring, man. And this is the NBA Cup, right? So this is the quarterfinals for the NBA Cup. I'm not too familiar with the whole in season tournament stuff. Not too familiar to be honest with you guys. Knicks 17-point lead entering halftime. Damn, that's yep. But for whatever reason, we allow these teams to come back a little bit, but we still want them winning it. We still allow them to come back a little bit. I'm not too familiar with basketball, but like in any sport, I'm keeping my foot on throat. Feel me? Foot on throat. If I'm 17 points up in halftime, I'm gonna be 24 points at the end of the game.
There's a hotkey apparently on my keyboard.
And you hit the mute button.
Yeah. Yep. So that was what happened, and
StreamYard has a hotkey for that, or it's just
no, it's like on my computer. It's on my computer. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was very weird, but we're back.
Yeah.
Let me share this again.
Toast says, KB, who do you want as a head coach? All right. The betting odds are Chris Shula and Mike McCarthy, and those are the two I prefer. Those are the betting odds.
And while I was gone, I did check the stats. Yeah, Lamar has not been good. So I'm gonna roll with KB here. Actually, I'm gonna go to Bengals as well.
Bengals. Let's go.
Then we got Raiders Eagles.
Oh my God, we were laughing about this on Roundtable. We're like, yo, if the Raiders beat the Eagles at the link, I'm throwing a party, bro. I said that's my Super Bowl. Forget about the Giants beating the Eagles.
I'll be so funny.
That's my Super Bowl, but I'm gonna take the Eagles to bounce back here.
Genuinely the funniest thing of all time. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Eagles though. Raiders are just really, really bad. Cardinals Texans. I'm gonna go with the Texans. They've been struggling to get a couple wins. That defense is really carrying them because their offensive line is still so bad. Well, I'm gonna go with the Texans.
Yeah, give me the Texans. They really shocked me with the Chiefs win. Even though the Chiefs are not who they say they were. That's still a big win for the Texans though. Because they've had a lot of injuries. Yeah. The Texans have had a lot of injuries.
Speaking of, we got Chargers Chiefs. I'm actually gonna roll with the Chiefs here. I'm gonna say what a game to have a bounce back than a divisional rival.
We're gonna go our separate ways here, brother. I'm gonna take the Chargers.
And I don't blame you. I really don't. Pats, Bills, your chain has been snatched and you guys didn't do anything with your window. And it's hilarious, KB, that they didn't do anything with their window of being like the best team in the AFC East. Because guess what? This year is the best shot they would have had. The Chiefs are done.
I know.
This year is the best shot they would have had. The AFC is wide open.
We were laughing about that on Roundtable because our host is a Bills fan, and every time the Chiefs are mentioned, we just start we start going into rambling about it because, bro, it's crazy because we're in the NFC. Obviously, I pay attention to more NFC, specifically NFC East. But let me tell you, in the AFC, the Chiefs are like the freaking boogeyman. Once the Chiefs go down, started going down in the AFC, I'm talking. Even as irrelevant fans as Browns fans started celebrating, bro, that's like their. I don't know. That's like their ultimate arch enemy over there. They all gang up on the Chiefs, and once they fell, all Bills fans were happy. We're like, oh my God, my Thanksgiving.
Y'all ain't doing shit.
My Thanksgiving was amazing, and they're not doing shit with it. Yeah, it's so sad because the Bills' history is always so close but so far. That's the Bills' history. 4 Super Bowls in a row, losing them, and how many times have they made the playoffs in a row with Josh Allen and they've done nothing? Oh God, that sucks.
That sucks. The best. It is what it is, man. Yeah. Jags, Jets. Let me get the Jags.
I'm taking Pats. You taking Pats?
Yeah, I'm taking Pats.
Okay.
Let me get the Jags.
Yeah, give me a
I don't really got much to say about this game. Commanders, Giants. Oh,
I'm taking the Giants,
bro. You taking the Giants?
I think that because the only reason is 1, we got Jackson back. 2, they're not gonna have Jaden Daniels. 3, Every
Oh, they're
time
not?
they lose by like 30 points. The Commanders, like we stay in games, they get blown out in games.
They don't
So
have JD5?
no, he re-injured his freaking elbow.
Oh, so yeah, I'm taking the Giants.
You
I
know
thought they
what?
had
I
him.
don't care that you broke your elbow. Shout out to that meme.
Yeah, old ass meme.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
Browns, Bears. The Bears, who would one loss, because that's how like crazy NFC is. Went from the 1 seed to I think wild card, right? I'm gonna go with the Bears.
Damn, did they? Who's in the lead of the division right now? It's the Lions.
Shit, I don't know.
Yeah, give me the Bears. Oh, real quick. I gotta. Can you? What's the Chiefs record, real quick?
Where are they?
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Six
Right.
6 wins. 6 wins. You thought you would have caught me, but you didn't. You thought you would have caught me, but you didn't.
Yo, I saw your
You
face drop.
You didn't.
He like hovered over it with his mouse and was like,
You did not get me. All right, and that's all that matters.
"Oh my god, it's hilarious." And then that would have been amazing if you would have said it. Oh god, why you're too
6
smart
win
for-
team.
You're too smart. You're too smart. All
A
right.
6-win team or a 7-loss team, depending on how you want to look at it. All right. So I got the
All right.
Bears.
Yeah, I'm taking the
Panthers,
Bears,
Saints.
too.
Give me
Ooh,
Bryce
this
Young for
one's-
another. Give me Bryce Young for another
Yeah.
Peyton Manning legacy game, bro. Give me it.
Yeah, but the freaking.
Can we talk
Saints
about
just
Bryce
beat
Young and the
Bucks,
Panthers for
bro.
a second?
The Saints just beat the Bucks. Yo, DJ said the wheezing, bro. Yeah. he was like, oh sure, they're
Somebody clip that and send it to me because I want to see it. Somebody clip it, send it to me. Yo, let's talk about the Panthers and Bryce Young for a second, bro. I made the joke, I think, last episode.
They
Like, he's,
balling, bro. Ted
he's-
McMillan, man.
bro, he's either the worst quarterback that's ever played football, or he's like
Or he's
John
like Tom
Elway mixed,
Brady.
like
Or
John
like-
Elway mixed with Peyton Manning, bro. Like, there's no
Yeah.
in between. Bryce Young, what does that say about Bryce Young, bro? Do the Panthers? Do you think they should stick with him as their franchise QB?
They got no choice because they already got too many wins. Like, all right, click on them real quick for real. I legitimately think they have like 8 wins or 7 wins, right?
Yeah, I think they're up there, bro.
7 and 6. So they're trying to win a division.
Because the Bucks are what are the Bucks?
They
Oh,
wouldn't just
they're
change-
tied.
Yeah,
They're
they wouldn't
tied.
just change their quarterback. They're rolling with Bryce Young, and they're gonna roll with him. They're gonna roll with him, man.
But yeah, I got the Panthers there.
Shout out to him, bro.
Lions, Rams. Let me get the Rams, even though they are a team that lost to the Panthers. I still got more
Yeah,
faith.
give me the Rams because the Lions, they're suspect to me, man. They
They're
have
too
a
on
really
and off.
high-powered offense. That Rams offense is not going to be stopped by that Lions defense. No way. No
You
way.
already
I know
know I'm a
they're very
Daniel-
gritty. They're
yeah.
very tough. They win ugly games, but the Rams are. I think it's gonna be a shootout, but the Rams are gonna win it.
You already know that I was never a believer in Daniel Jones. I am not surprised he got injured. Literally every single year in his career, he's been injured.
It's
And I
not even
tweeted
just
out
that.
where people were like, "Oh my God, are the Colts frauds?" I'm like, the only people that are thinking this are people that somehow, some way, bought into the Daniel Jones experience after seeing 6 years of it of not working.
Brother,
I've
it's
seen
not even just
6
that.
years of it not working. You
They
know
have-
he's gonna collapse at some point. And if he doesn't collapse, he's injured every single year of his career.
It's not even just that, bro. Why did they let him play on a broken leg? No joke, his leg was broken. He had a fracture in his fibula.
And
Why
then,
is he
and
playing?
then it was an Achilles injury, and they had him walk off the field
Yeah, and he walked off.
instead of carting him off.
Not gonna lie, no love for Daniel Jones, bro. Like, if you cared about the guy, you say, "Yo, you need to sit your ass down before you." Yo, legitimately, he tore his ACL because he was playing on a broken leg.
Yeah.
If you saw the way he dropped back, it wasn't even that severe. It's because he was already putting a lot of stress on his leg because he's playing with a broken leg. I couldn't do it.
I'm with you.
Honestly, though, you got to have that dog in you to be hurt, just like Justin Herbert did.
We
Justin
know
Herbert,
that Daniel Jones, for all the negative things we say about him on this channel, we were also at one
He
point
does
his
not
biggest
give up. Yeah,
defenders.
he's a
We
tough
know that he
son
has
of a
his dog
bitch.
in him.
Bro,
Since
just like
college,
Justin
he has
Herbert.
that dog in him.
Justin Herbert had just had surgery in his hand and played against the Eagles, who had one of the best defensive lines in football and was getting sacked left and right. Imagine playing with a broken hand or even broken leg like Daniel Jones did and having grown men, 250 pounds, run straight at you trying to tackle you. My goodness, I'd be so scared. I would be terrified.
It's time for me to
Holy
sit down,
moly.
y'all.
Bring it down. Bring it down.
My
Can you do
back
it in
was,
real time? Can
starting
you?
to act up. Yeah, it's
Does it
doing it right now.
automatically go down?
It's doing it right now.
Oh, shit, it's going mad slow. Slow
Yeah.
motion. Looks like you're getting a
Well,
B-roll
I don't think
shot.
I don't think
Looks like
there's
you're getting
I
a
don't think
B-roll
there's
shot.
any.
Yo, look
I
to the
don't
side.
think-
Get some oral shots.
Oh shit!
Oh, fuck, you fucked it up.
I put it too low.
Oh, damn. Oh, man.
Put it a little too low. Everything's chilling though. We're fine. We're fine.
Yo,
The
but
arc reactor is fine.
honestly though, I really do wish the best for Daniel Jones, and I hope he gets a big contract with the Colts and he is successful, bro. I don't wish any ill will to him at all. I was actually
Hopes
rooting
to
for
get a
him.
big contract with the Colts is actually funny. But yeah, I got the Seahawks.
Bro, they
I
brought
got the
they brought Phillip Rivers back. That man
Yeah,
hasn't played in 4 years.
They haven't done it officially, right? It's still just
No,
like
he signed.
quote-unquote
They
talk.
signed him. They signed. How did he pass a physical?
I don't know.
Well, you know what? He stays in shape. The man got like 17 kids, bro. So
I was gonna
stays in
say he
shape.
stays in shape both by playing with all those 17 kids and by constantly not getting off of his wife. He's staying in shape. he gets a lot of exercise.
Oh god, that's funny.
Yo, Packers Broncos could actually go either way, bro. It could really go either way.
Oh man, the two frauds. Holy moly.
Yeah. Who are you going? I'm gonna say this. Whoever you go, I'm gonna go opposite just because I need to do something to catch up. I'll put that right
Okay.
there.
Okay. Fudge. I'm gonna go Broncos. I'm gonna
Alright,
go
so let me get the
Broncos here,
pack.
even though I hate to feed their delusional ass fan base.
And Mo picks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Broncos here, but it very well could be the Packers. They went to overtime with Washington with Marcus Mariota. So
Yeah.
yeah, give me the
Titans,
Broncos,
Niners,
bro.
that's easy. 49ers. We don't really gotta talk about that. And then same with the last one, Cowboys, Vikings, Cowboys. There's nothing really to say.
Bro, that game is
on
on
those.
Sunday Night Football. Hold on, there's no Monday night. Oh, we're at that point of the season. There's no more Monday night games.
Oh, thank God. Because Monday night
God,
Monday
yeah.
night hasn't been good ever.
Oh,
no,
shit,
there is.
there
What the
is.
hell? Why is it out a separate thing? And then these Thursday games are on a separate thing. Oh, that's just so funny. Sports
Yeah.
data is temporarily available. So there is a Monday
Steelers,
night game.
Dolphins.
Steelers, Dolphins. Damn. That could go either way, actually. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm gonna give me the Steelers though.
I know DK just had a bounce back game, you know what I mean? Look at how close they are though, KB.
Yeah, yeah.
They
But the
really are
Steelers-
close
Steelers-
to each
The
other.
Steelers had a really good win against the Ravens though.
They did have a good win against the Bengals a couple weeks ago as well.
Yeah. They're so
Um,
Jekyll and Hyde. Look at that team. 27 against the Ravens, 7 against the Steelers, 34 against the Bengals, 10 against the freaking Chargers. Like, damn, bro.
I'm trying to look for a team that's like on the level of bad of the Dolphins that they've played. The Vikings, but that was only a 3-point win.
Mhm.
The Jets, that was only a 2-point win. Wow, they love keeping it close with these bad teams, man.
Yeah. I'm still gonna take the Steelers though, because they're still winning them. They're just letting them stay in the game.
What was Aaron Rodgers like in
This
this
sucks
last
because
game?
if they win this game, they're most likely gonna win the AFC North, and Mike Tomlin will keep his job. So, at least for
Bro,
at least
their
for now.
starting running back had 15 yards.
That's not even their starter. That's Kennedy. That's their backup. Kennedy. Well, what happened?
Well, he
to
started
Jalen
that
Warren?
game.
What happened to Jalen Warren?
He started that game.
Oh.
Yeah, let me go with the Steelers though. Tua tongue on an areola. I still don't believe you.
Tongue on that area.
That's what I've always called him. I've always called him that.
Bro,
On this
I
pod,
know,
I've
but
always called him that.
The shock value of it every time you say it,
Listen.
I'm like, oh shit.
Because it rolls off the tongue, pun intended, and it sounds exactly like his name. It really does. So, chat, that's going to be it for this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Even those of you on KB's channel, this is the first time we're doing it with KB's YouTube channel as well. Any last words, KB? Because I'm not going to lie to y'all. I actually got home late because it's winter up here now, obviously. So everything has extended time because I have to wait for my car to warm up. It was like 5 degrees today. So like I gotta wait in the car for like 5-10 minutes for it to warm up. So I got home like I got home basically when I texted KB, which was like at 7:30. I usually get home at 7. That additional time is just for me throughout the day, waiting for the car to warm up to like go to work, go to the gym, come home, right? So because I got home, I ain't eat yet. As soon as I end this stream, I'm going to eat. I am hungry.
Chow
But
down.
KB,
Yo.
anything before we dip out? And I guess we're gonna be back on Sunday for the Commanders.
Yeah, nothing much to say. I mean, let's see what happens. Hopefully Jackson Dart plays well, and we'll see what happens in this Tank Bowl.
That's it for now, y'all. And we gonna be out. Peace.
Later.